Hi, I'm Chef Sam from Project Red Chefs in Schools, and I'm going to show you today how to make our chicken teriyaki recipe. So the ingredients in the chicken teriyaki are all things that are pretty common in your kitchens, and this recipe is really nice because it utilizes a lot of the ingredients that you might already be getting from commodities, such as diced chicken and pineapple tidbits. So just going over the ingredients really quickly, we've got vegetable oil, we have minced garlic, minced fresh ginger root. If you have not used either of these things before, or if you need a little refresher on how to prepare them, check out the videos on our website that detail how to mince garlic, how to mince ginger. We've got teriyaki sauce. This stuff is really salty, so we dilute it with just plain tap water. We've got our diced commodity chicken. You got 1 can of pineapple tidbits for every 100 portions that you're gonna make. Separated out the juice from the pineapple. You're gonna use the juice to make a slurry with the cornstarch. And then we're going to add an Asian vegetable blend, which is a frozen vegetable mix. It's really nice, very beautiful stuff in there. You got broccoli, peppers, carrots, little water chestnuts, and green beans. All right, so we've got our tilt skillet all nice and preheated to cook our chicken teriyaki. We have our mise en place right here behind me. First step is to add the oil into the tilt skillet. Once you add the oil to the skillet, you can see that the heat makes it a lot less viscous and it becomes much easier to move around the skillet. You want to get a nice, even layer of oil and let that heat up before you add your first ingredients. The first ingredients for the chicken teriyaki recipe are going to be garlic, and minced ginger. You want to be careful when you're using the skillet too, because each skillet has different hot spots. So minding the garlic in a way that's not going to let it brown too much is really what you're going for. The garlic and the ginger only need to be in the skillet a few minutes, just until they're a little bit fragrant and the garlic is a little bit less bitter. The next thing we're going to add is our teriyaki sauce and water. Anything that's browned onto the bottom of the tilt skillet, you can use the liquid to release it. That's a process called deglazing. And we're going to add our diced chicken to the skillet. Before we add anything else, we want to make sure that the chicken comes to a nice hot temperature, because we need to add a cornstarch slurry to this. If you add the slurry to a cold mixture, it's going to become really clumpy. So we want the mixture nice and warm before we add our slurry. So I'm going to close the skillet, make sure the temperature is around a simmer, and I'm going to let it cook for about 8 minutes, and I'll come back and check it, see if it's at temp. Okay, so about 8 minutes has passed. We're going to check on our chicken teriyaki so far. Ooh, nice and steamy in there. It certainly is warm. Now the next step is to add our pineapple juice and cornstarch slurry. You just want to mix it again before you add it, just to make sure that all of the cornstarch is evenly distributed. As you can see, it's pretty cloudy right now, but as the cornstarch starts to work and the sauce begins to thicken up, it will become more translucent. The sauce looks good. And the next step, we're going to add in our pineapple tidbits. Mix those in well. And if you're planning on serving this right away, now's a great time to add your vegetables. If you're planning on adding your vegetables later, take the chicken out, put it in hotel pans, cold and hot in the warmer, and then add lightly steamed vegetables right at the time of service. Because the longer the vegetables sit in the chicken, the less tender they become, the more mushy they become, and they stop looking so good. Now once that's nice and well mixed, We're gonna close the lid and let it simmer. Just make sure that it comes to temp. We want it at 165 degrees, and we want it to hold at that temperature for at least 15 seconds before we take it out and transfer it to hotel pans. All right, so we're ready to check the chicken, make sure that the vegetables are all heated through and that we have it at the appropriate temperature of 165 degrees. It needs to hold that temp for 15 seconds before you're ready to take it out of the skillet. So we got our thermometer. Perfect. All right, so we're ready to take the chicken out of the skillet. So those are the steps for cooking Project Red's chicken teriyaki recipe. It's great served over brown rice. This brown rice was cooked in the oven. If you've never cooked brown rice in the oven before, please reference the video on this website for all the steps as to how to do that. This is what it looks like. Be great on your school lunch menu.